So we are here in the KMUD press tent. First interview of the day, Saturday afternoon. We're at Mattiel's Reggae on the River 2015, and we have Lior Ben-Hur in the house.
Greeting.
All right, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. So you definitely laid the foundation for the day. It was beautiful. You were on stage. And have you ever, now I don't think as a performer you've been here, but you're from San Francisco. They all hail from San Francisco, right. Originally from Jerusalem, right. Israel. Yes. I was wondering, have you been to Reggae on the River before?
I have been 9 and 10 years ago. So it's been some time, and it's really great to come and perform and do something a little different this time.
Well, I have to say, you have a very large band.
Yes. Very large band, very large musical experience. Each one come from a different place, different musical experience, which create this sound and this band.
Now, I have to say, each member had a very significant role on stage, and we're hoping that one of the members joins us. He's an elder, and like I said, it was very dynamic watching you, and you holding it down in front and being the lead. Now, this band, is this the band? This is the whole band, or do you go out and do your own solo as well?
This is the whole band. Sometimes when I travel a lot, that's one of the things that I like to do. So if I travel around the world and I go on my own, sometimes I do things acoustically, but I try to avoid that because there's nothing better than being with a full band, with a full sound, and with the energy and the vibe that creates.
And I will say you've traveled a lot, extensively.
Right.
And I was wondering, is there somewhere in particular that really made an impact on your creative expression through music?
A lot of places, but probably number one on the list would be India, which it's the place where I go to get a lot of inspiration, and it's the place where I come back often, as much as I can.
I'm sure India definitely would impact many. So in Jerusalem, is reggae, I know you're from there, and I'm assuming you started playing reggae in Jerusalem.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
That's like the San Francisco, California gift.
I was going to ask you if reggae was very popular.
It is. People listen and play reggae in Israel. There's great bands. One of the bands, which are friends of mine, is Vulun Dub System. They were supposed to come here. They couldn't. This is one of the reasons actually why we came. But there are great bands in Israel, but I didn't grow up listening to reggae.
What did you grow up listening to?
Well, a lot of different music. My mom is from Greece originally. My father is from Iraq. So I got a little this Arabic sound and then this Middle Eastern sound. And then in Israel I listened to a lot of rock and pop, a lot of British American tunes. And only when I got to San Francisco, that's where I got into the reggae, and the Bob Marley, into the roots movement.
Yeah, I definitely heard with the horn section, there was a little bit of that Greek you were talking about. Yeah, so that was great. We do actually have someone here that speaks Hebrew. And yes, we would love for him to ask you something. I did want to talk about that real briefly, though, about the Hebrew coming out, like the contemporary interpretation of the holy text. And I noticed some of your songs were in Hebrew.
Right.
And I really love that you also mentioned the whole one love, one God. And you're definitely one of the few. I don't know many other reggae artists that sing in Hebrew. So what reggae, how did that call you? That, reggae.
There is a spiritual connection when it comes to the musical part of reggae that just spoke to me immediately. And then there is something very strong between the Jewish Rasta connection, between what I call and what I said on stage, Jerusalem, Jamaica connection. You can avoid listening to reggae music without thinking about the Old Testament and names and songs and hymns that I heard in Israel before I knew about reggae. So there is this connection, but musically it has this African-rooted musical experience that I was really attracted to. And when I listen to a lot of these tunes, I just see a very strong connection. And I think that that something in me resonates with both of these worlds.
So, in regards to the music, and with your larger band that you go around and play with on a regular basis, which is so incredible. It was so beautiful watching all of you. Are you the only songwriter? Do you write your music, or do you allow or not necessarily allow, but do you all collaborate?
I write the base of the music. It's something an idea that I have, but it's always a collaborative effort. Some of the songs I bring to the band and they stay like that, and some change completely. So I just try to open it as much as I can, because all of these musicians are excellent musicians, very, very talented. Each one brings something different. So I bring something from Jerusalem. I maybe bring something from Jamaica, from reggae that I learned traveling there and playing this music. But each one of them brings something which create this sound, which is very much related to why, if it's in my ability, I always want to play with these musicians. And then some songs stay the way they are, and some songs completely change because each one has ideas, and it's open when we go to rehearsals.
So I was wondering, I'm going blank. I was just going to ask you something about, anyways, I can't seem to remember what it was. But I will, on stage, I was going to ask you about this new album, but you had mentioned a song that you were playing from your new album. Can you talk about your latest CD?
The songs that we played on stage are from few different places. One is from an album called Sol Tevél, Soltevel. Sol as the sun in Spanish, and Tevel for the Hebrew biblical name for universe. And that's a project really dealing with the Hebrew text, Jewish mysticism, and spirituality that we already released about 3 years ago. Same musicians, same band, just different project. And we just released an EP which is fully on the reggae side. We were very, very fortunate to collaborate with some great musicians such as Marcus Urani from Groundation, have him feature on one of the songs. And we already have enough songs for the next album. It's just about the time and the effort and the space to actually record it. So in that show, it came from those three places, from the Sol Tevél album, from the EP we just released, and from new songs we're about to record.
Hi, welcome. My name is Sunshine. I'm here with KMUD. Where do you go to when you go to India?
It changes because it's all about the time of year. If it's around the summertime, it's all north in the Himalayas, and if it's winter time here, then I go to the summer there, which is usually down in the south. Because you don't want to go to the south when it's summer there. It's pretty hot. Well, you can, but it's kind of tough. So my first travel there, I spent 6 months. So I travel all around, and then I've been a couple of times, other than that, just to specific places that I have connection with.
Do you also play music there?
I haven't really performed there. I always play music there because India is the most amazing musician from all around the world. There is these travelers with interesting stories and characters that always come. So always there is this like spontaneous jamming. I haven't performed there yet. Usually when I go, it's kind of to vacation or to find some space for inspiration to write new music.
And how has India, had an impact on you in terms of your spirituality?
Sorry, carry on.
Yes, definitely. When it comes to spirituality, it can come from roots that I, grew up from my Jewish roots, from my Jerusalem roots. It can come from reggae and those Rasta stuff, and it can come from India. So it's a combination of everything. In my essence, I'm Jewish, but then spirituality has no religion. So it can come from different places, and I took a lot of and inspired by a lot of spirituality from India, definitely.
And does ganja play a role in terms of tying together all these things you just mentioned?
Sometimes, but I try as much as I can not to be dependent on it, because sometimes I get my inspiration from smoking and doing things like that, but it's not where I'm at it. I'm trying to find my path regardless to anything that I drink or smoke.
שלום וברכה וברוכים הבאים להמבולד.
תודה רבה.
My name is Sol Dan, and I'm a reggae DJ on KMUD here. Fortunate to be, and long time ago I used to live in Israel too. but been here since way before your time. But anyway, it's really nice. I can hear the great variety of cultural influences, and it's a great welcome addition. Thanks for coming up here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pleasure to come and be here and share that with this, because there is a big root here in Humboldt, in Reggae on the River, for reggae all around California and really the US. So it's really great to be here with the band and share this energy. Longest running reggae festival in the world.
You're going to have a question from one of our youngest DJs here at KMUD Radio. This is DJ Feel the Beat, aka Kina, and he wants to ask you something.
I wanted to ask you, have you played your reggae in Jerusalem, where you came from, yet?
I have played it a little bit in Israel. Usually when I go to Israel, I take a break from performing and I just go visit my family. It's like not really a vacation, it's more like a full-time job, because I have all these aunts and cousins and nephews that I want to hang out with. So I usually don't perform when I go there. I go for a couple of weeks, maybe once a year, and I just try to focus on being with my family.
I would like to go back and touch upon the ganja issue, cannabis. I have to say I'm not familiar with, but what is the situation, the status of cannabis in Jerusalem, seeing as though you've grown up there?
These days, obviously people smoke, I would say. I don't know, I don't exactly know how it is with the government. There is always problems. There's also a big movement about legalizing it. Honestly, I can't say too much. It's common when I go there usually. It's around me with friends, but it's not a big issue or anything that, I have too much importance to put when I think about it, like other places in the world, really.
Hi, my name is Noel. This is Michelle. We were from iremag.com. And, iremag.com. We're from San Francisco. We would like to see you out there. So could you tell us more about your venue out there?
Yes, we are a San Francisco-based band. We all met in San Francisco. And this is actually going to be the first show of a tour, California tour. We're going to, on August 22nd, we're going to go to Santa Cruz, to Moe's Alley. We're very, very fortunate and happy to open for Don Carlos, who played yesterday. Then on the 28th, we're going to be in Hop Monk, Sebastopol with Soul Horizon. And on August 29th, we're going to have our big show at the Independent San Francisco, open up for Black Uru, which is also for Family of a Dream. And it's going to be our album release show for San Francisco, where we have most of our fan base.
All right. Well, before we head out, I want to ask you, how long have you been doing this? You said San Francisco is when you started out, when you moved out here to the States. And so I'm wondering, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it since I moved to San Francisco. The story of Lior in this world is a story of a little kid with a dream to do music. And this is why the song that I sang out there called Halomot tells this story about being a kid coming to San Francisco with dreams to do music. No really music education, just love for music, and then going to university, studying music, meeting amazing musicians, seeing bands all around San Francisco, and dreaming one day to be on stages, and then being in the San Francisco scene and play music, and then coming to Reggae on the River, which is obviously a big deal for us, and sharing that music. So it's I'm in a way, I'm still this little kid with a dream to play music. Just right now I'm doing it, and I'm fortunate to do it with amazing musicians and fulfill that dream with them.
Speaking of amazing musicians, who's your favorite member of the band?
There is a guy named Brett Kavanagh. He's from Oakland, play percussion. If you haven't understood, this is the guy who just asked the question. I need some attention. So, yeah. What about a real question, Brett? If you're already here.
I have to say, you were wailing out there on the percussions. You were looking good and sounding excellent. So, all right, I want to say your intentions are so positive, and like I said, we're so grateful to have you here. This is very original, you know, you being born and raised in Jerusalem with the Greek and the Iraqi roots. So we are very, very thankful for you coming to the Preston. I'm Elisa Love. Thanks for joining us, and is there anything else that you would like to mention before we head out?
Yes, I was hoping that Jaliva is going to be here, but I'm guessing he's enjoying the festival, which he should do. Jaliva is a great, great musician, a great friend, a mentor, and an expert in his music, and it was a pleasure for him to be with us on stage. It's not something that he does every day, coming and playing music on festivals. He spent his time producing and doing other stuff, and it's a great, great opportunity, and I feel very blessed. I know the band feel like that as well, to have him throughout the set playing and to sing in this reality with us, which has been a special song in my process doing music education with kids, which is one of the things that I do daily. And I've been singing this song to kids all around the world, where I've been traveling and living and teaching the message of giving thanks through that song. So him being with us on stage, sharing that creative performance space with us is very, very special, and I just wanted to give thanks for him for being it and acknowledging him being here. Being somebody who've been here in 95, 20 years ago, coming back but doing it with us, this is something that cross-generation, that's very, very meaningful for us.
Sounds like you're very conscious of the multi-generation and the music you put out and the youths that watch you and listen to you, and for you to, you know, help shape them and develop their positive consciousness. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, everybody. Lior Ben-Hur.
Thank you.